Premium High Mountain Aged by Mudan White Peony Cake. What's up, everybody? Eric here from Tea and Tobacco. Today we're going to be looking at this aged white tea. So let's go. All right, so today I have a cake of By Mudan. This is a white tea that's also called white peony. It's picked with a bud and 2 leaves normally. This is a high mountain variety, and as you can see, it's been pressed into a cake. And this has been aging, so this is actually from 2011. I picked this up on Dragon Tea House, and it's actually relatively inexpensive, so it's easy to get. One thing to note about this is while the leaves are not rolled or anything like a puer or something like that, when you break this up, you get a lot of pieces. So you do get some chunks that you can brew gung fu style like I'll be doing today, but you also get kind of a lot of small broken up pieces, and really it's not a huge deal. I just use that and brew those Western style. So if I just want a cup and I don't want to have to deal with a gaiwan and all that stuff, I can just take some of the basically fannings from breaking up this cake and do it that way. So the scent of this is pretty much dry leaves, like just your regular like autumn leaves that you've raked up into a giant pile at the end of the year. So today I'm using 5 grams of tea inside my 110 gaiwan here. I'm using 200-degree water, which is hotter than normal for white tea, but since this is aged, it is a little bit bolder, so I like to use just a little bit warmer water on it. So I'm just going to give this a quick rinse, just because, like I said, when you're breaking up the cake, you kind of get a lot of little pieces, so I just kind of want to get rid of some of that dust and wake up the leaves just a little bit before I start drinking. So yeah, this is just some dust that even made it through the filter just because of breaking it up is kind of a pain. All right, so for the first infusion, I am just going to do relatively quick, about 10 seconds. All right, so we're looking at a nice pale yellow with a slight orange tinge for the tea. The scent off the wet leaves is a bit of hay and pear, touch of lemongrass in there. It's pretty nice. Definitely comes through in the tea as well, except for the lemongrass note. I'm kind of missing that. Got a bit of hay, a little bit of that pear note in there. It's light and sweet. The mouthfeel is, medium viscosity. No bitterness at all. It feels very soft in the mouth. All right, so for the second steeping, I'm going to go out to about 20 seconds. As you can see, it's pretty broken up just because of how you have to break up the cake and whatnot, and just, how it's pressed. You're going to get some pretty broken leaves, but that's what it is. All right, so for the second steeping here, the color has darkened up just a touch. Getting a little more of the orange in here. I'll show you in a second. There you go. It's got just a slight more orange touch to it. A pear apple is kind of definitely coming out a little bit more. Comes through in the flavor as well. You still have the little bit of hay notes. It's a nice soft mouthfeel. The sweetness is still there. A little bit of bitterness is kind of in there, but it's really well balanced amongst everything else, so you don't really notice it unless you're looking for it. Does finish into a little bit of a roasted cocoa coffee type of note as well. So for the third infusion here, I'm going to go out 20 seconds once again. I liked the strength of the last one. Kind of get a feel for this particular tea. You can steep this out probably 5 times. You get good solid steepings, and then you really need to start to extend. But given how delicate it can be, you can go out probably 8 or so steepings, depending on how you play with the water and the times and whatnot. It gets a little sweeter when you start getting out there, but it loses some of those roasty notes. But it is a very enjoyable tea, especially in the evening. I like this as an evening tea. Between the second and the third infusions here, we're looking at about pretty much the same color as last time. Yellow with a touch of orange tinge to it. The roastiness is punched up just a little bit, but you still get that dry pear and apple notes with a little bit hint of grass in there. And the finish is definitely moves into a bit of a sweetness, and you get those roasted coffee, cocoa type notes in there. Overall, this is a very enjoyable tea, and like I said, especially in the evening. So this has been the Premium High Mountain Aged by Mudan White Peony Cake. This one is from 2011. I don't think they have any 2011s left, but they still have the same brand. I think they have 2015s now, but there you go. So be sure to like and subscribe. Got tons more videos coming your way, and I'll see you next time on Tea and Tobacco. See you guys.